Hello. Hi. It's time for some more Shadowrun Hong Kong. Hopefully more than a single mission today. Although, to be honest, I'm doubtful. I think these missions are so much bigger than the Dragonfall ones. Which is not necessarily... It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing. A long time is not necessarily... doesn't equate to something good, right? Something short and sweet could be just as good. Anyway, we're gonna continue. Ugh. Very dry eyes again today, sorry. We're back in Heioi after we recruited Gacha, I think his name was. Gacha the Ghoul. And we killed the Wampo and Elders. Auntie Cheng was not impressed, but she said that she's gonna look past it this one time. Can you actually fail if you solve every side quest in a substandard way? Okay, what do? Do we check the rest of our computer first? I have 0 unread messages. Shadowland BBS? Do we have any pay data? Oh, can we claim payment for the exotic animal leader thingy? 300 new yen. Minus 30 new yen. 270 new yen for this file. Are you kidding me? I think... Wait, we've read some of these, haven't we? The Posey Bash? No, is this a new one? Alright folks, we're trying it again. This time under a super secret codename. No telling how long this will last. Super secret codename. Just random words poetry slam for a thesaurus. Poetry, people, not complaints. A thief on the run, a silence in the dark. The red shaman lurks. Wait a second, red shaman. Jivebird. Is Jivebird Gorbit? Got one for the coyote shamans too. An unbound trickster. This shaman fears no peril. Wily coyote. On a roll, Jivey. Here's another one. If Matt can stand it. Pulses of light, glance of bright chrome. Translucent spheres. Encase my treasure. Mirrors and tubes. A neon implode. Another day in the Matrix. This doesn't rhyme at all. It's not a good poem. I know poems don't need to rhyme, but still. Hey, I can do traditional. I happen... Oh my god. Give me a sec. I need to... I got something in my eyes, I think. But without my glasses, I can't read. It's too small. Let me take a look. I happen to prefer the haiku because less typing. Gossamer tresses, infinity in your gaze, very pointy ears. Extra points for using gossamer correctly in a sentence. I like elves. Jeffbird is still the master of the haiku. In fact, oh graveyard creeper, ashen skin, spindly fingers, and claws freak me out. Alright, Shakespeare's. This is strike 2. This thread is getting locked, and you aren't doing this again, got me? Spot is for deckers who want to talk shop. There are plenty of other forums that you can use for your stupid amateur poetry. I suggest that you go find one. Sysop. Another police shootout in Victoria Harbour, or... I know a lot of you are interested in that 50,000 new year, and the HKPF is promising in connection with the terrorist cell they're hunting. So I've been digging around for some better information. I think I've got some stuff of value. Turns out they had a handler here in Hong Kong by the name of Raymond Black. The HKPF tried to take him into custody the day before and were forced to kill him in a shootout. Looks like Black and the terrorists are members of the White Star group out of Henan. Isn't White Star all about restoring Imperial China? One of those terrorists they killed was obviously North American. Why would she be helping a pro-imperialist group? They're talking about us. Bong Bong takes no prisoners. She kills on the spot. Hi. Yeah, that is right. She either kills or she recruits, by the way. As happened with Gacha. Bong Bong NFTs are worth a lot of power. Bong Bong NFTs give me power. I still don't know how NFTs work. Why is it a thing? I don't understand. Aren't NFTs just pictures? You got money. You can buy any kind of person you need. You're on Shadowlands, oh my. You should know that. So what do we know about Black and his band of... Apparently a resub. Wait, didn't you sub... It has been that long since you sub. Davki, didn't you do an oopsie with your sub or something? I don't know. Flower Sensor regrets she's currently unwell. Oh my god. Tell her that I hope she gets better soon. What do we know about Black and his bands of thugs? Anything we can use to track them down? The data I've been able to dig up says that Black was from Henan and was distantly related to the royal family. He spent a couple of decades in Seattle making connections in the shadows in preparation for an attack on the Free Enterprise Zone. I've attached some dossiers on his remaining agents. You sift through a long stream of data detailing who you and Duncan are. While the general details about your name and life are correct, many of the small details are wildly inaccurate. You are listed as having lived in Laos for the past 4 years, while Duncan is noted as having spent most of his life in prison. Most likely the other way around, huh? You move on to peruse Gobbett and Isabel's ostensible biographies. The dossier lists Gobbett's real name as Yu Chun Wei, and the place of birth as Xian Shangxi. According to the contents, she's 23 years old. Jesus Christ, she looks like 80. And served with the Baihu corporate military until conviction for insubordination led to her dishonorable discharge. Well, you can't be certain Gobbett doesn't speak Mandarin. The idea of her being in the military, any military, is downright laughable. Isabel in turn is listed as Fatima Abukar. Apparently Isabel was educated at an early age in terrorism and piracy by the revolutionaries of the Ephemalian territories, and is wanted in connection with the bombing 2052 bomb attack on the French embassy in Johannesburg. Given that you know that Isabel grew up here in Hong Kong, this information appears to be as laughably inaccurate as your own dossier. No more posts in this thread. Can't I post it and say you're all suckers? Haha. Top shelf sublet, available immediately. Oh, I need this. Like the title says, good location, cheap rent. Serious offers only, please. By Harbor Rat. Wait a second. Harbor Rat. I wonder who could be a rat close to a harbor. What do you mean by top shelf? As in a fancy corp condo? How'd you manage that? Nah, man. It's literally the top shelf of the converted maintenance closet I live in. Oh. You're joking. No joke. It's cheap and the location is good. Right near the Temple Street night market. And it has super fast access, just in case you need to get in and out of the Matrix quick. I'm not the sort to ask questions. Maybe it's not Gobbett. There's just about enough space to stretch out your legs lying down. And there's a ceiling hook for your gear. What do you say? I don't know. I need a place, but still. A shelf in a shared closet? Screw that. Got a sweet pet to rent that you can have all to yourself. It's not Victoria Peak or anything, but it's a bargain. Where's it at? Kowloon Walled City. It's on the edge. It's one of the new construction units on the outer edge. I'll throw in a second ceiling hook. Deal? Oh no, please. Oh, it's Panis. Hi, Panis. Okay, message me and we'll work out the nitty-gritty. Seriously? The walled city isn't that bad. My apartment is huge and it even has windows. I'll beat Harbor Rat's rent. In fact, just tell me what you want to pay. Hello? Very desperate. Looking for deckers, I mean. Looking for experienced decker for a discreet milk run on the supply house for purveyors of recreational substances. Potential for a longer-term arrangement. We're a team that has been together for years, running your basic heists and the occasional transport gig. We've got a reliable fixer and long list of happy clients. Requirement? You must have a good sense of humor. Give me some new yen 888. Hey, are you willing to give a newbie? What's happening? Oh, Davki, no, stop it. Fucking. Are you willing to give a newbie a shot? I've been in and out of the Matrix since I was in school. I raised some creds doing odd jobs, so I've got a hot new cyber deck that I'm itching to try on a real run. That's a fucking euphemism. Amazon. I don't know, man. We'd really like to find a long-term deck, and you kind of don't know shit. You said to yourself, sorry. Oh, come on, you said it was a milk run. How else would a Shadowrun start if not an easy gig? Being upfront with you, doesn't that count for something? Fine, I got a test for you. You hacked this guy, Captain Scone, and changed his password to erotic massage. I'm on it, thanks. Done. Am I in or what? Say yes, say yes. What the fuck? Amasu, may I introduce you to our rigger, Captain Scone. You'll make a fine addition to our team. Thank you, you won't regret this. Gotta stop getting people to hack me, gimme. Or you'll be looking for a new rigger next. Oh, you know that you love me. No more posting this. Every time I say rigger, I'm just scared for my entire life, to be honest. Search, post, search, no. Let's not, okay? Actually. No. Nothing left. Someone said I should literally sleep. Last time I remember. How does the cybernetic PP work? Man, I hope I'm gonna find out in the future. Oh, here we go. Optional, get some rest. I hope I didn't like pass time doing this or something, and I should have talked to people before that. Panos, if he real. Panos is most likely, maybe, might be real. Delta, can you sound more British than German? How can I sound more British? Oh, you got a license for that tea, mate? You got a license for that? Tesco's? Oi, mate, you need a license for that school uniform. Oi, you out of Oxford or something? Those are the most British words I know. So, I don't know. You wake with a start, your limbs bound up in a sweaty tangle of linen bedsheets. An incredible sorrow swells in your chest. Like me waking up every day. You feel empty, half-starved, and alone. Fragmentary memories of a half-remembered dream flit through your mind. They're already fading away to nothing. Chase them. Of course I'm gonna chase them. I'm not gonna say, I'm not really interested. You close your eyes and concentrate, willing yourself to keep the dream from slipping away. Gradually, the memory comes back to you. The walled city. You were back in the walled city. You don't remember how you got there, but it couldn't have been any place else. Even the barons weren't so squalid. You remember craning your neck to look above you. The buildings that made up this part of the walled city were new construction, even cheaper than the old. Now their foundations had rotted out from under them, and the buildings leaned into one another like a gang of drunken men. A rain of plaster and asbestos sprinkled down, dusting your shoulders. You began to creep forward, picking your way past the piles of refuse and debris, past the pimps and the dumpster fires, the broken glass and the dirty needles. The air reeked of rotten sewage and industrial waste, a disgusting melange that caught in your sinuses and crawled down your throat. You gagged on the stink, but it didn't slow you down. In the back of your mind, you knew that you had no reason to be doing this. There was nothing for you in the walled city. You shouldn't have been there. But the rest of you was hungry. Unbearably, indescribably hungry. And that part of you knew that if you keep moving, you'd finally got to eat. As you forced your way deeper into the walled city, locals stood at their windows and stared. Inexplicably, some of them dropped to their knees. You kept moving. You could see something in the distance, a silhouette, something enormous, at least twice the size of a troll, but delicate. It was beautiful. The huge figure beckoned you, gesturing with slender limb. An explosion of warmth filled your chest, and you knew that if only you could reach it, your problems would be over. She would make all of your sorrows disappear. You moved forward at a crawl, but the figure felt impossibly far away. You reached out, calling to her, and then you woke up. The empty feeling in your stomach slowly fades, taking the strength and vibrance of the memories along with it. Well, I think we're officially being like something is happening. something might be happening. Panis is real, but he's unable to get real. Oi lad, what do you mean you need a Tesco Club card for £3 meal, dear? The only time-limited thing you can fuck up by sleeping is a side quest Bao can give you later. You can fuck up a quest by sleeping, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Wu's cavern appears to be the only clean spot on the bolt hole. Its equipment is neatly laid out on spanning, grouped by type, arranged just so. Currently in the process of cleaning his weapon with meticulous care. I don't really care too much about Duncan. Do we need to talk to him? We're runners now. Time to catch up. Forgot to ask about benefits. Think we get medical and dental care? Something on your mind, Guncho? Not that I really care, but... Wu holds up a palm. Just don't. When we're alone, it's either Wu or Duncan. Guncho doesn't live here. Wu looks down the barrel of his gun, brushes off some dirt. And yeah, there's plenty on my mind. That's why I'm doing equipment maintenance. The discipline of it helps me focus, process. What about you? You look like you want to talk about something. Let's talk later. You want to talk about Raymond? Let's talk about being Shadowrunners. I can't get the dream that I had out of my head. You said you had one too, right? Maybe this could be quite interesting. Yeah, yours sounded like a nasty one. I don't remember much about mine. I was pretty creeped out by our run into the walled city. Between that and all the drama, I'd be surprised if I didn't have a nightmare. He shrugs. Was the walled city in your dream? What do you remember about yours? Did it feel any different from other nightmares you've had? What does he remember, actually? Just little snatches of things. Puts his hands on his hips and concentrates. The walled city was breathing and it had teeth everywhere. And there was a tunnel that was so bright that I had to shut my eyes. And Raymond was there. He was either kneeling or lying down, I can't remember which, but he was crying. That's what made me wake up. The sound of my father crying. Actually, he's your foster father? How did it feel? Takes his time, thinks about his answer a bit before he responds. You know, sometimes you'll be mad at a friend in a dream and then wake up and still mad at him. I get that all the time. All the fucking time. You guys can be glad that I don't dream about you, otherwise I would be mad at you. Like, all the time. It kind of feels like that to me. Like a dream that was swimming towards a bright light, and when I woke up, I was out of breath from the effort. And the walled city? Of course the walled city was in my dream. It was a nightmare, wasn't it? He gives you a lopsided grin. Was it in your dream too? Maybe. Could have been anywhere. Yeah, I suppose. Mine definitely felt like the walled city though. Same feeling I had when we went there. Thick! Heavy! And overwhelmed by wretchedness. Is that a word? Yeah, stick to cop words, Doug. Yeah, it's a word. Good to know. He shakes his head with a look of disgust. Glad to put that place behind me. Let's talk about something else. Later. Doesn't look like we're going anywhere. Of course not. Can we talk to Gobbet and Isabel now? Gobbet's nest is pretty much what you'd expect. Piles of clothes on the ground and overflowing garbage bins surrounded by stacks of instant noodle packets and towers of tinned oysters. Avant-garde posters haphazardly thumbtacked to the walls, overlapping in some places and peeling in others. Feels a lot like an art school dorm room. Wow. Gobbet reclines in a corner, cradling a bowl of soup in her hands. At her feet, a cast iron pot simmers away on an electric hot plate. The contents are typical Hong Kong comfort food. Chicken-style soya broth, elbow macaroni, tinned ham, and a heaping scoop of egg-flavored myco-protein. Myco, isn't that like fungus stuff or something? Cleaning his weapon. Oh my god, I missed the euphemism actually. I will tell you this, knowing your team well will affect your opportunities in the end. Especially Duncan and Isabel. Well, looks like Bung Bung is gonna be a lone wolf. As you wind your way through the piles of dirty laundry, Gobbet slowly lifts her head from her bowl to acknowledge you. Hey, Seattle. That's a cool nickname, actually. I wish someone called me like a town name or something. Like, call me, what's a very manly sounding town? A very epic sounding town. I always liked Constantinople, to be honest. It's a shame it doesn't, well, exist as Constantinople anymore. She chews on the words along with a mouthful of cheap pasta. Corner of her mouth curls up into a half smile. How's Trix? It'd be a lot better if you stopped calling me Seattle. Can you come up with something better than that? My entire life just got erased and the cops want me dead. I'm doing great. Things have been better, things have been worse. That's the attitude. Very stoic, very strong. It's downright inspiring. She skims an oily slab of faux ham off the top of her soup and pops it into her mouth. Is that a euphemism again? Now you want to tell me what you're doing in my bedroom? I'm assuming you're not here to admire the view. How did you decide on the name Gobbet? Have you had any nightmares recently? If you're up to talking about it, I wanted to go over the ambush back at the docks with you. Any thoughts about the last run? Which last run? You didn't bring me on our last run, so no, I don't have much to say. A little bit passive-aggressive, maybe. She shrugs. Nice to have a night off, I guess. What else do you want to chat about? Nightmares. Always nice to talk about dreams, right? Isn't it like a common theme that people don't really care about dreams? I've talked about my dreams before, but usually people say if there's one boring topic to talk about, it's dreams. By the way, I'm sorry if you can hear me. Oops, sorry. Rummage on my desk, but I need a bottle opener. So people don't really like to listen to other people's dreams. But I think they're very interesting. You can get a lot out of another person's dream. Right? Because dreams are the subconscious. And most of the time, right? They have a meaning. Well, it really depends on if you think that the person telling you is being honest to you. Obviously, I could now tell you that last night I dreamt about having wild, hot chess matches with 20 supermodels. And yeah, actually, what would that tell you about myself? Maybe that I'm insecure about my sexuality or something. I'm not sure. When in actual fact, I can't remember what I dreamt about last night, to be honest. It's been too long now. Constantinople is truly a name that goes hard, doesn't it? Kaliningrad. Königsberg. But not as powerful. Man, names are amazing, aren't they? I just always like Constantinople. Maybe it's also the fact that it doesn't exist under that name anymore, you know? It's a legacy name. Yeah. And any of boring shit like New York. Even Seattle sounds cooler than New York. Batman is a Turkish state. Are you serious? There's a Turkish state called Batman. Man, I'd love to come from Batman. Never had a dream in my life. Always a black screen. That can't be real. Maybe you're not real. That can't be real. Almost never remember my dreams. But you're sure you're dreaming? You should realize by now that these dreams are unnatural. Of course they are. We've talked with the Go guys about them, right? Everyone dreams about the walled city one way or another. And everyone dreams that they're trying to get somewhere, but they can't reach it. There has to be a common theme. That something is invading these dreams, and that something might be that beautiful tall figure that Bong Bong saw in her dreams. The question now is, what is it in reality? It's not some kind of, I don't think it's a cult. Or it's not like a regular cult. It could be a cult, of course. It seems very culty. But what is at the core of this cult? Who is the cult leader? It's not a regular metahuman. Could it be a dragon? Could it be a magical creature? Could it be like a djinn or something? Or is it something else entirely? Is it the concept of what feng shui? Is it ki? Corporeal? Is it like, you know what I mean? Where do these dreams come from? I guess that's at the heart of these things, right? These dreams are the actual main quest, most likely. Yeah, we all have, everyone in town. Everyone heard that, doesn't that strike as odd? Shouldn't there be a mass panic then? I mean, this ranks pretty high on the list of things to get freaked out about. Any city name with new in it is just yuck. It's like you don't have an imagination to come up with a decent name. I had a stretch for like 4 years where I didn't remember any of my dreams. Were you constantly drunk or something, Spiria? How can you not? The weird part about this is that you know that it was about 4 years that you didn't remember anything. So you knew there was a starting time and there was an end time to it. We should replace New with Neo. Neo York. Neo Hampshire. Or Neo. Neo or Neo? We should just give our cities more badass sounding names. She chuckled softly. Yeah, I think that your list is different from mine. The people of Heoi have learned to put up with a lot of... I can't read. The people of Heoi have learned... There's something missing in this sentence. The people of Heoi have learned to put up with a lot worse than bad dreams. Jesus. I'm not saying they shouldn't be freaked out. Just saying that when you live in a place like this, you usually have at least 20 other things to worry about. Tangible things, like the kind that can put a bullet in your head. In my professional opinion, the dreams are coming from inside the walled city. All of the negative energy that's pent up in there, all of that pain and anger and poisonous chi, right? It's leaking out. It's getting into our heads while we sleep. It's pretty freaky, more so than the people here are prepared to understand. Why stay in Kowloon? Why not pick up and leave? You think it's magic? I'm watching too many horror movies. You think it's magic? Yeah, I think it is. Want my personal opinion? The walled city is cursed. Deep down I think that everybody knows it. And we live in its shadow. It's bound to mess with your head, you know? And it is. But they're just dreams. It's not like they can hurt us, right? Yeah, that's what Freddy Krueger wants you to believe. Who says that they can't? She tries on a smile, fails, does her best to laugh it off. Don't worry, Seattle, we're fine here, but let's talk about something else, huh? I don't like thinking about the walled city very much. Too many old fears and bad feelings. Okay, I kind of want to know about Gorbet, and then we're gonna leave it. I didn't. She pops the noodle into her mouth and chews. My mom did. Gorbet is a given name? Your mother named you after what? What of meat? Is it what or what? You aren't using a street name. Isn't it dangerous? Shrugs. Yeah, sure. I don't think she knew what it meant. She just thought that it sounded pretty. Yeah, Gobbet is like... Whenever I think of pretty girl names, like Gobbet is at least in the top 3. Should get used to that, by the way. People here in Hong Kong like to stand out, and choosing unique names is one of the ways that they do it. Bye, Gobbet. I'd rather talk to Isabel. I think Isabel is infinitely more interesting. I don't know why. Isabel's cabin is an exercise in controlled chaos. Her living space is utterly dominated by an enormous jury-rigged computer. Serpentine cables snake from component to component, tying dozens of obsolete terminals and cyberdecks together into a single colossal machine. This is my personal machine. If you're looking for your mission computer, it's downstairs. She doesn't bother looking up. You can see that she's elbow deep in the guts of an obsolete cyberdeck. Now that has to be a euphemism for fisting. One of a half dozen that have been wired into a computer with braided cables. I've seen it. I like this better. Thanks. It's not like Bong Bong is smart or something it could tell, but whatever. She continues to study the cyberdeck's inner components, clucking her tongue. Skinny fingers dart in to label a stray wire with a strip of electrical tape. Need something? Can I ask you a few questions? You want to crawl out of that computer and talk to me face to face? You must be pretty absorbed by what you're doing here. Bong Bong is the annoying type. Yeah, sorry, this is a delicate process and you're interrupting me in the middle of it. We can talk, but you're gonna have to be okay with me doing this at the same time. And you're not gonna be distracted by that? Okay, a few questions. Let's see, any thoughts about the last run? I just want someone to tell me what they think about Gacha. Where is Gacha anyway? Is he down in the basement? I thought I wouldn't miss the one points, and you know what? I don't. They're all a bunch of pompous, cliquish tech junkies who act like they're in high school. All backstabbing and whispered gossip. How does she know what's... I don't think in the Shadowrun universe a high school is the same as like a 21st century high school in America or something. Anyway, the elders are the worst of them, always pitting their cronies against each other. They are useful allies, but I don't ever want to deal with them directly again. Oh! Bong Bong! They had high school inside the walled city, or how the hell would you know what high school is like? Well, I didn't exactly go to high school, or any school for that matter, but I've watched a lot of Trid and I hang out on the Matrix all day. I think I have a pretty good idea of what teenagers are like. I can't believe and the other elders would be stupid enough to try and shirk payment on a Shadowrunner, a ghoul Shadowrunner, who's dressed like a red samurai. I mean, that pretty much screams bad idea on the face of it. What did they think was gonna happen? They're good in the Matrix, but they've got a lot to learn about dealing with Shadowrunners. Anything else you want to know? They're not gonna learn anything anymore. I don't know if you remember, but... Have you been having weird dreams recently? Yes, I think that everybody has. A body goes still. Me too, and Gobbet. We both had terrible nightmares. Oh, what? This wouldn't have been here if I hadn't talked to her before, right? I know, it happens more often than you'd think. She tilts her head in the direction of the walled city. This kind of mass psychosis was common where I grew up. Everybody got it. Mass psychosis? Seems more like a magical phenomenon. Wait, you've been sharing bad dreams with others since you were a kid? She nods. In the walled city, just one of the many amenities of life in that hellhole. But this, having it happen outside of the slum, this is new. I don't know what's causing it, and I don't want to know. I don't think that I want to. Can you tell me anything about yourself? Something? She paused for a moment. I don't like small talk. Does that count? Sure. Tells me that you don't want to be social. Of course, if you don't want to talk, we don't have to talk. Okay. Thanks for not pushing it. It's nothing personal. I just don't think that I'm a very interesting person. Want to tell me about this machine, then? She's my pet project. I call her the Octopus. I've seen a few octopi before. Usually in Japanese animation. She waves the hand at a tangle of thick power cables that radiate out from the machine's central core. Might be able to guess why. Can you build me one? She chuckles grimly. You want to pay me for it? Actually, scratch that. I don't have the time. If I were to build a machine for you, I'd have to neglect the Octopus. She yanks a fried chip from the deck's motherboard and neatly sets it aside, and fumbles in a nearby bin for replacement. Obviously, that isn't gonna happen. Why bother building your own machine? Don't you earn enough to buy something new? She scoffs at you. I should have said that. Of course I do. That isn't what this is about. I built the Octopus myself. She's mine. And no one else in the world has one. It's like woodworking, like whittling your own dildo. She chuckles to herself as she eases a card into an empty expansion slot. Most deckers are early adopters. They buy whatever's newest. Shell out huge amounts of nuyen in hopes of riding the bleeding edge. Stupid. Why? Because I can have five last year's model for a quarter of the price of that whiz new cyber deck. And after I finish daisy chaining them together, the machine that I've built will run circles around your hot new deck. You'll need a flatbed truck to carry it. Can you teach me how to do that? Got a couple of years to sit here and learn? Frowning, she yanks a stick of memory from the old deck. I can give you tips here and there, Bong Bong, but really learning how to do this takes time that we don't have. Time and desperation, and I need to make do with what you've got. What about your portable gear? Cyber deck, software, that kind of thing? Yeah. That's... gets the job done. Might not be top of the line, but I'm comfortable using it in the field. If you should happen to come across any more advanced hardware or software, either on the job or on discount rack, or on the discount rack at Lost Techno Palace, sorry. I'm not above taking donations, but barring that, I'm fine with using what I've got. Your call. Okay. Can I buy her new gear? Drop her anytime. I don't really want to spend the first hour of the stream talking to my friends, by the way. Like, there's so much more we have to do. Let's look for Rakta and Ghoul Boy, who I assume is going to be in here. Gotcha. Hey, Gotcha, you fine? The storage room that functions as Gotcha's cabin is a cramped, overheated mess. Piles of old chip parts share space with tarnished cookware, flats of instant noodles, a collection of cast-off clothes, and reams of diagnostic manuals for obsolete computer hardware. To top it all off, there's barely any light whatsoever. All of the bulbs in this room are missing. Gotcha is busily moving boxes around, apparently in an effort to carve out some personal space amid the junk that he shares his cabin with. As he enters, he cocks his head and turns around. Of course, he's blind, isn't he? He doesn't care about the lack of light. Part of what makes me say Hong Kong story is worse than Dragonfall is that the bad proofreading is very noticeable. I don't know, like, I wouldn't judge the story by that. So far, like, it hasn't gone anywhere. By the time we had, like, the third proper stream in Dragonfall, we had some story progress already, right? What does bad proofreading have to do with the quality of writing? Reinforced my belief that the Hong Kong story was a bit rushed. Ooh. Welcome to my sanctuary, wait, I gave him... What kind of voice did I give him? A deep one, right? Welcome to my sanctuary, Bong Bong. I apologize for the lack of light, but as I did not need it, Gobbet took the bulbs for use elsewhere. Gotcha puts down the box that he's in the process of moving and politely bows his head towards you. How can I be of assistance? Just wanted to see how you're settling in. Don't you worry about bumping into things? It's cramped in here. What do you think of the bolt hole? Gotcha glances towards the ceiling. After a moment, he extends a hand, palm up. A single drop of leaking oil falls into it. Did he know that this was going to happen? Or I'm shocked that it has not sunk and drowned us all, to be perfectly honest. But it is as much of a home than anywhere else I have stayed in Hong Kong, and I'm certain fewer people will stumble upon me and try to kill me. For now, it will suffice. Any thoughts about the last run? What did you like? Did you like it? That we spared you? Gotcha shrugs, blinking a few times in surprise. What do you expect me to say? You have allowed me to live, invited me into your home, or boat if you prefer, and have given me a means to earn an income and use my particular set of talents. I am pleased with this. In addition, you allowed me to extract vengeance on those that had wronged me. To me, that says that you understand the nature of reputation and fear in the shadows. I look forward to working with you. So do I. Is there anything else I can do for you? I need to talk about your condition. Do I? Being a ghoul. Gotcha inclines his head. As you wish. You are my benefactor, and as such I yield to you. Ask then. I will do my best to answer. I thought ghouls were all animalistic predators. Most are. In the vast majority of cases, the infected become the crazed predators everyone sees on the nightly treat news. Gotcha bears his jagged teeth, running his tongue across the tips of them as he tilts his head back. I bear the physical signs, but not the mental ones. A few escape that fate. There are others though. In Africa there's a nation of ghouls. It's called Azamando. The intelligent ghouls in Azamando care for the ones whose higher faculties have been ravaged by the disease. Still, it's not a safe place to visit. That's cool! I didn't know that. You're lucky to still have your mind. Am I? I suppose luck has something to do with it, but so does will. Those with a strong sense of self, a chip on their shoulder, so to speak, are always those that survive the infection with their minds intact. Aside from being blind, how has it affected you? Aside from my heightened senses of smell and hearing, I'm stronger, tougher, and more resilient than any mundane human. I can achieve feats of physicality that are normally restricted to adepts and those with extensive enhancements. Gacha lifts one hand, fingers crooked to show off his elongated nails. Claws, really. These as well, as sharp as any small knife. I prefer my sword, but in a grapple they come in extremely handy. He draws one nail over the surface of his shoulder blades. A hair-fine spiral of armor peels off in the nail's wake. Wow! Do you still need to... Can you turn into mist? Gacha cuts loose with a loud, rasping laugh. Ha ha ha! After a moment, the laughter turns into a cough. And he doubles over. If I could, believe me, you would be the first to know. Unfortunately not. My condition has enhanced my body, but it has not granted me... pardon me. Any mystical powers thus far. I don't really want to ask him if we're safe from him, because he seemed to have... He has proven himself to be safer than Duncan to be around, actually. Seems like your condition has stabilized. For now it has. I will not suddenly become a ravenous beast lurking in the hold of your ship. At least, no more so than I already am. Gacha bares his teeth in a wry grin, dipping his head a little. Why did you pick the name Gacha? Oh no, your armor is heavier than what most Shadowrunners wear, and more distinctive too. I want to talk about the armor. Where did you get it from? Or how, rather. I know where. Gacha nods, growling his assent. That is correct. It is the armor worn by the elite soldiers of the Renraku corporate military, the Red Samurai. Oh, look, our corporate etiquette comes in. For the first time in this run, I believe. Those are the Renraku special forces, aren't they? Correct, the most elite soldiers that the corporation can muster, trained to the highest and most exacting level possible. They are assigned only the most dangerous, difficult, and important missions. Things other units would bark at even discussing. How do you manage to steal a suit? I don't think he stole it. That armor's a rare thing for a Shadowrunner to have. Aren't they going to come looking for your armor? How did you get it? That is true. It is considerably less rare for a Red Samurai to have a suit of it, however, even if he goes rogue. Wow, you were a Red Samurai! Indeed, for the entirety of my adult life I was a member of the Renraku military, specifically the Red Samurai. That changed relatively recently. I feel the reasons are abundantly clear. Hence I still possess my armor, my sword, my training. They served me well in both my previous life and in this one. This opened up a lot of follow-up questions. Why did you pick the name Gacha? It was given to me. This is what the Japanese call ghouls for the most part. I am a vermin, a thing shunned by polite society, to be hunted and slain for a bounty. My old life is gone. It seemed as apt a name for the streets as any other that I could choose. You worried that people will think it's a little silly? I like that attitude. It turns the tables of power. Gacha dips his head in agreement. One does not defeat the enemy solely by strength of arms. One must turn one's own weakness into strengths. It is an old and valuable lesson, too often forgotten. Did you grow up in Renraku? Or in a corporation? Yes, in Keihanshin, the Kyoto-Osaka Kobe sprawl. It is less populated than Neo-Tokyo, but not by much. I grew up in East Kobe, where my father was posted in the Renraku complex. Gacha roots around in a nearby box, running his fingertips over several chips before deciding on one. Slots it into his PDA, and a trit photo flickers to life in the space between you. Wait a second. Wait. He's blind. Does he recognize the chips by feeling? How does he know? Because he turned blind after becoming a ghoul? How can he distinguish the chips? Anyway, someone must have told him, alright, this chip is this photo, this chip is this photo. Anyway, a young man, obviously Gotcha, leans against the railing which overlooks a sprawling harbor complex of skyscrapers and cranes. His school uniform is ripped, and the beginnings of a black eye are forming. Abrasions cover his knuckles and blood dots his pants. Despite this, he's grinning like he's just won the lottery. Vibrant, fierce. You look like you haven't changed much. What do you mean? I'm unable to see which pictures... Fucking hell! I'm unable to see which picture's being displayed. Well... You can develop your sense of touch. Yes, you can develop your sense of touch. But he wouldn't be able to know which chip chose what. And exactly this is the game alluding to here as well. He doesn't know which chip he chose. He would need someone else to tell him, this chip is chip A, this chip is chip B, this chip is chip C. And then he would be able to differentiate them. Otherwise, he knows these are different chips, but he can't tell the contents apart. Since he literally can't see. You look like you got in a fight. Ah, that must be on Mount Maya. If I remember right, I gave better than I got in that fight. 3 against 1, but they were out of shape and cocky. I used to cause a lot of trouble when I was in school. My father was constantly raging that I had no sense of responsibility, that I needed to take life more seriously. A cackle erupts from Gotcha. Sudden mirth spreading across his face. The final straw was when he bailed me out of jail. I've been in jail a few times. What did you do? Oh, look, more corporate. I feel like I'm resonating with him. My friends and I stole a delivery van. Had a shipware of Shiawazi Simpsons decks. Brand new, very expensive. We were going to fence them and use the money to take a trip to Okinawa. Gotcha pauses, cocking his head. Are you familiar with what it's like to grow up in a corporate family? I know a thing or two about it, yeah. Then you understand how it is. Children are encouraged to participate in acts of vandalism against rival corporations. Are they? Isn't it incredibly dangerous? Unfortunately, we were caught by Shiawazi security, not Renraku. You think your father approved even secretly? I doubt it very much. For him, the activity was not the issue. It was that I was caught and embarrassed both the company and him. He's very much a man who believes that there is a proper way to do things, and had once again cut corners. What did he do next? Gotcha clicks his tongue a few times. He seems reluctant to continue. This is a story for another time, unfortunately. I still have a lot of arranging to do, and I doubt anyone else will be willing to be alone with me in a darkened room. Come back later. We can discuss it further. Okay. I'm not gonna push you on this. Gotcha bows politely. It is, and thank you again for your hospitality. He's the best. I thought Rakta was amazing, but let's rummage through his things. Gotcha's box of personal effects is overflowing with a collection of souvenirs, mementos, and knickknacks. There's no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown in haphazardly. Laying atop the box are a collection of antique Japanese coins inside an overturned wooden mask and a black lacquered box with gold inlay. Gotcha cocks his head, sniffing the air in your direction. Ah, I see you have found my box of personal effects. Please feel free to examine whatever you like within it. Just take care to put them back when you are done. I do not own much, but all the things I keep are very precious to me. They are all that remains of my former life. We could fuck him up good if we, hide something for a day or two. Examine the mask. The wooden mask is extremely... Haven't we done this before when we entered his hideout? The wooden mask is extremely light. It's been painted a pale white, and the surface is almost as smooth as porcelain, although it lacks a sheen of lacquer. The face's traits are delicate, almost feminine, and feature lifted eyebrows, bright red lips, and delicately carved teeth. The teeth have been stained a deep black, barely visible past the slightly parted lips. Expression, while kindly, is ambiguous and uncanny. Viewed from above, the expression is one of calm contentment. Shifting the mask to view it at an upward angle causes the expression to seem melancholy, almost pained. What's with this mask, Gotcha? It is a mask from the historical No play, Ikuta Atsumori. The face is that of a young samurai, Taira no Atsumori. Gotcha faces your direction, gesturing towards the mask. I had a collection of a dozen or so No masks when I was younger. That is the last remaining one, and my personal favorite. Why is it your favorite? Gotcha smiles, expression distant. A measure of civic pride, I suppose. And I like the story. Taira no Atsumori died at the Battle of Ichi no Tani, just outside Kobe. The play takes place primarily at Ikuta Shrine, which is located in downtown Kobe. In all cities in Japan, especially in Keihanshin, I've always felt there's a sense of history wherever one looks. The skyline may have skyscrapers and delivery drones, but the foundations are laid on the bones of the dead. Gotcha shrugs, folding his arms across his chest. I think it is important to remember their sacrifices and joys, sorrows and glories. Gotcha laughs suddenly, shaking his head. This is why sometimes I worry that I am a sentimentalist at heart. Okay. Do we want to... Let's take a look at the box. It's got just dick in a box. It's just ripped off Google dick in a box, babe. The box is a deep, glossy black cube. The edges and corners are rounded rather than sharp, and the gold flake inlay across the surface glitters even in the dim lighting of the room. Sliding the top off, the interior contents are revealed. A calligraphy set, complete with inkstone and block brushes and paper. Gotcha wrinkles his nose, his expression one of distaste. Ugh, that thing. It's a beautiful set, but it's a shame that I am unable to make use of it. Because you're blind? Gotcha snorts derisively, stifling laughter. No, my handwriting has always been absolutely terrible. Whatever fanciful stories you may have heard of being able to tell a swordsman's ability by his handwriting, I assure you that they are wrong. Maybe you're not as good a swordsman as you think you are. The set was a gift from a professor of Japanese literature. He appreciated my interest in the classics, the tale of the Heike, the tale of Genji, the collection of 10,000 leaves, etc. I think he wished to encourage me to cultivate non-martial interests. Gotcha smiles crookedly and shrugs. I appreciated his gesture, but my attempts at fine calligraphy mostly resembled excited chickens prancing over paper, their feet soaked in ink. Okay, bye! Bye-bye. Gotcha's so Japanese, he shits dango and pisses sake. Man, I'd drink that. I'd drink his piss. Now, give me that golden shower. Rector's shop is sweltering hot, even more so than it was the first time he stepped inside. The whir of actuators accompanies the fine motions of the manipulator arms that hang from the ceiling. They are turning an object over and over in their articulated hands, soldering wires and hammering rivets. Ah, my friend. Welcome back. Rector touch types a series of commands into his bracer, and the arms relax into an idle posture. Smiles at you, a cigarette dangling from his lip. There, that's better. Now what can I do for you? Any thoughts about the last run? The One Bones may be socially maladjusted group, but I find the philosophy is quite compelling. Suspect that there is a fair amount of overlap between the vision of future and my own. A pity that you killed the elders. I would have liked to speak with them at length on these matters, but I understand why you made your decision, of course. Our new companion made his case rather forcefully, and I would send a bad message to ignore his cries for vengeance. Now what else would you like to have of me? Are you getting along with the others? Perfectly well, thank you. All seem competent enough, and there haven't been any major personality conflicts so far. Rubs his chin thoughtfully. So long as they continue performing to an acceptable standard, I can see no reason not to continue arrangement. It's good to run with team again. Sure, right, but what do you think of them personally? If anything changes, let me know. It's important that the team's morale stays high. What do you think of them, actually? They're fine, I suppose. All fine. Not. Guppet is quite charming. Isabel keeps to herself. Duncan is doing his best in bad situation. Gotcha is quite intriguing. Very pleased that the team is willing to overlook his unfortunate condition. Many in the shadows wouldn't be. His momentary pause, he shrugs. And that, I'm afraid, is all I have to say. Apologies if you were looking for more. You're still something of a mystery to the group, Rakta. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Yes. No, I don't mind, not at all. Takes a drag on his cigarette, then slowly releases the smoke. Can't promise that answer will satisfy curiosity, of course, but you may certainly ask. What was it like growing up? Tumultuous as you might expect. Probably I'm old enough to remember the Euro Wars, but I am. Oof, hot topic. I know bits and pieces of the history, but I did live through it.
Well, the wars were formative experiences for Russians of my generation. Not traumatic per se, certainly not as they were for the Germans, Finns and Poles, but important nonetheless. My country was the instigator of the first Euro War back in 30. Remember the rhetoric, the hardships of living under a wartime economy, the rampant xenophobia that took hold. I remember how we all cheered when our forces invaded Poland. 3 months, that was all that it took for our military to crush what meager resistance the Poles could bring to bear. It was quite a source of national pride at home. I remember our drive into Germany and the desperate bid to reclaim the eastern portion of that country for ourselves. Just think about the symbolic significance of such an act. An audacious move, to be sure, but Secretary Kropotkin was determined to make history.
Same way that Stalin was. Audacious move? Talking about the overthrow of a sovereign nation, not a maneuver in a chess game. So what happened? Did the German military stop you?
No, the Night Rave incident did.
Night Rave? There were ghosts here? I don't actually know anything about the Euros, to be honest. Night Rave?
British-made fighter bombers with stealth capability. Very state-of-the-art, very powerful. At least that's what they were purported to have been. Nobody has ever come forward to accept responsibility for the attack. Regardless of who was behind it, the result was the same. Wave upon wave of bombings that targeted our forces and the Germans alike, coupled with the assassination of dozens of military leaders. A devastating synchronized operation expertly carried out over the course of a single night. At home, viral attacks shut down our power grids. Hundreds of thousands of Russian homes found themselves without heat or electricity in the dead of winter.
This voice is fucking me now. How could I have done several streams of this? Koshchei scuttles forward, allowing the rigger to rest his hand on the slopping metal of his chassis. Ractor stares at his own deformed reflection in the metal of his drone's body, a sad smile on his face.
I remember huddling on the mountain of cheap blankets that my mother had piled up on my bed. They did little to protect me from the cold, but there was something that I could hang on to. Something tangible that I associated with warmth and comfort and home. As my body trembled and I watched my breath frost over, a horrible truth descended upon me. We had caused this. We were the villains of the first Euro War.
We warned you about doing a Stotscan accent for the talkie guy.
I know! I warned you about the stairs, bro. I know, but the stairs. For the first time, I came face to face with what Kropotkin's folly had brought us, and there, under that ridiculous heap of rags, I came to realize what would surely come to pass. The world fought us villains, and so they would treat us like villains. We would be pariahs on the international stage, crippled by retributive sanctions. We would never live down the shame.
He wipes his hands as if cleaning them. A wry smile spreads across his face.
And then the AFA invaded Greece and Spain, sparking of Euro War II. We redeployed our troops to help repel them, and all was made right again.
The AFA? Who are the AFA? Can someone tell me? Current events. Yeah, that's why I said very hot topic right now. I have to imagine that you still had enemies in Poland and Germany, even after the start of the Second War. Well, I wonder if there's ever going to be like a World War III, if Germans are going to be redeemed or not. Depending on which side wins, of course.
We were still regarded with suspicion, of course, but all of Europe might have fallen if it hadn't been for our help. In essence, we took back our reputation at gunpoint. Not an ideal solution, I admit, but it worked. Within the span of 4 months, we Russians had gone from nobodies to a terrible threat to unlikely service in the eyes of the Western world. Studying exactly how this happened has taught me a great deal about human psychology and social dynamics.
4 months! There were 2 wars! 2 major Euro wars in 4 months! Human psychology. You say that as if you weren't one. Is he a fucking vampire or something? He laughs.
Just a figure of speech, my friend, nothing more. Now shall we talk about something else? Surely there are more interesting and relevant things to discuss.
You mentioned that the second Euro was sparked off by the AFA. Who were they? Oh, here we go. Takes a drag on a cigarette.
Ah, yes, I suppose that you wouldn't know. They were only active for the years surrounding the conflict, after all. The AFA was the Alliance for Allah, serving under Mullah Said Chasrir.
Okay, so they were like
a coalition of right-wing Middle Eastern governments that assembled after the failure, some say sabotage, of the United Islamic Conference. Looked to weaken Europe and saw an opportunity, one that my country was entirely responsible for creating.
It's like cutting a cake and trying to eat it, and then someone else comes along and says, "Hey, there's like there's already pieces of this cake I could take," and you're going, "No, that's my cake." That's what Russians did with Europe. Yeah. So they launched a surprise attack. So the AFA invaded Europe, but Russia was really to blame. Probably shouldn't have come as a surprise.
You're right, of course. We should have foreseen that weakening Europe's defenses would open the doors to outside aggression. Ultimately, the AFA did what any hawkish power would have done in their position. Given the circumstances, they would have been foolish not to.
So what happened? How did the war end? I take it you beat them. I mean, I haven't heard of the AFA before, so things kind of ended well for them. Imagine growing up and not hearing, or rather, well, I don't know if this is a cultural thing, but imagine growing up and not knowing about all of the participants of major wars. But I have to cross my arms here and think, if I actually know all of the participants of major wars and which side they were on and why and how and what they were called before, because most likely it is not that obscure that Bong Bong doesn't know about this. It's just probably that me as a German, like, both world wars have been just beat into my head for years and years on end. So I most likely know quite a lot of, like, the gist of it. Right? There are some, of course, details that I don't know or I have forgotten or something, but forgetting about, like, a nation or like a conglomerate of nations or something, or not knowing that, seems like a major deal. Anyway, how did the war end?
The AFA folded in 37 after Chasrir's assassination. A lucky thing for us too. The body count could have been a great deal higher. In the years that they were active, the AFA gave us a hell of a fight.
Did you come here directly? We've been streaming for an hour. I haven't even finished talking to everyone.
No, between my years in Nizhny Novgorod and my time here in AI, I spent a year in the free city of Berlin. Was where I got my feet wet as a Shadowrunner, you see. I ran with a team of anarchists for a time and I learned the ropes of the occupation under their tutelage.
Anarchists, huh? Must have been interesting. He shrugs.
It was to a point. They were disorganized to be sure, but perfectly capable. We enjoyed a certain level of camaraderie while we ran together. Sadly, we are no longer on the best of terms.
What happened?
An opportunity arose and I seized it. In so doing, I left Berlin for Hong Kong, and I did so without much advance notice. My absence made life difficult for them, and they blamed me for the hardship.
Shrug. You did what you had to do. If you can't rain on me, I'd be pissed at you too. You're a grown man. You wanted to leave. You were under no obligation to stay.
Thank you for taking my side, but I can see the point as well. As I said, my departure caused some complications for them. That said, I haven't lost any sleep over it, and merely did what I had to do.
Looks away, a wistful expression on his face. Crochet scrapes the ground with his forelegs, its senses fixed firmly on you.
Ultimately, I would say that my time in Berlin was quite educational. Different from my earlier life in Russia, to be sure. As I said, the experience was invaluable. Ultimately, though, Heyo is probably better suited to my sensibilities.
Really? How so?
Life in Hong Kong is more structured than it is in Berlin. Things make sense here in a way that the Flux State didn't.
Taps a finger to his temple.
I've an orderly mind, everything in its place, neatly labelled and filed away. This approach is what allowed me to make sense of the world. To say that the people I knew in Berlin thought differently would be understatement.
Why did you go there to begin with, then? He holds his tongue for a moment, considering.
When we first met, I told you that I parted ways with Grishin Aviako under unfortunate circumstance, yes?
Did you? It's all kind of blur. Something like that, sure.
These same circumstances led me to Berlin. I was wrong, and I would not find recourse in Russia.
He sighs.
I suppose that there's no sense in being vague. I'll tell you the story if you want to hear it.
Yeah, lay it on me. Come on, give it to me, Fick.
You may remember the self-repair system I mentioned the first time we met. The module that would blah 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 gosh, and is sufficiently equipped around to repair itself. I told you that my research had been lost. That was not strictly true. It was stolen by a pair of colleagues who had long considered friends. They were researchers from my old lab. They turned against me, stole our work, improved my work, and defected.
Why would they do that?
Desperation and ambition. They had always been fixated on getting out of Russia. Grishinaviaka was a nationalized corporation and they would never get rich as cocks in a government-controlled machine. In our project, they saw the key to breaking away and earning their fortunes, never mind the fact that I was opposed to the idea.
You followed them?
Yes, the two had long spoken about moving to Berlin. Such was true of a great many academics in Russia. My homeland is bureaucratic dictatorship, you see? Little personal freedom. There are many rules to be followed. As you might imagine, the stable anarchy of the flux state can be an alluring concept to those who live under totalitarian rule. Berlin is much romanticized back home.
So you assume that your former colleagues have run to Berlin. Makes sense. If you've spent your life tied up in a bureaucracy, you could do worse than moving someplace with no rules.
It was the only thing that I had to go on. At best, I would find them. At worst, it would be a good place to rebuild my life. And of course, to establish the web of contacts that I'd need to track my betrayers down.
I'm dying here, by the way. This is so much. There's a squeal of tortured metal as Koshei drags its claws over the iron grating that covers the floor. Rector glances down at the drone and goes calm. Takes a deep breath and continues. What's the point of giving a drone AI that is like an idle AI? Why can't it just stand still like this? Why does it behave like an actual animal? Anyway,
it took me over a year to locate my former friends. It was a long, painstaking search, but I was nothing if not determined. Finally found evidence that I'd used my researcher's bargaining chip to secure positions at Ares, and that they were here in Hong Kong.
And you came here to Haoi? He nods.
He nods? They picked up and left the next day. My old team was upset to be sure. Lucky Strike in particular out for my blood. But I know where my priorities lie. And so here I am and here they are. And soon I will be ready to act.
Oh nice! He hasn't confronted them yet.
I really must thank you for inviting me into the team. Your abilities will be invaluable when the time finally comes to make my move. Assuming, of course, that you'd be willing to help.
Of course, when you're ready to say the word. Something tells me that you weren't surprised when I invited you onto the team. You were waiting for this, weren't you?
I thought that it might go over better if you believed it to be your idea.
Wow.
And it would seem that I was right. I'm on the team after all.
Yes, you are, and you're right. I, for one, would be happy to help you. When you're ready, just say the word.
Thank you, friend. This is discussion for another day. We aren't ready to hit an Ares facility yet. More intelligence together before we make our move anyway. When time comes, I'll let you know.
Okay. Let's talk about this another. Let's do something, okay? We still have to talk to the Five Faces girl. Is there anyone else I need to talk to in between runs? Like the Go guys? Let's just do this real quick. You would be able to discuss details of his throne. Let it prepare your throat. It's less my throat and more like my lungs, really. This voice really puts strain on my lungs. AFA is future ISIS, basically, okay. I have an exam tomorrow. I can't handle this torture. Please turn off the stream and learn something. Stupid, such conflicts don't end in weeks. 4 months is such a short time. And, like, the fact that you wouldn't be able to change public opinion of your country by just, like, it's a very optimistic outlook, what they wrote there, I think. I come to German man speaking about world wars. It's not that weird of an occurrence, can you? Anyway. Go guys are usually short. Okay. Go guys! Go, 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 go! Hello, Jin? Why, if it isn't... I can't... If I gave them any voices, I'm very sorry. If it isn't a young one from before. Jin glances up at you, then returns to the game. But can't you see we're busy? Shu shakes his head at his friend. You never mind him. Is there something else you need? Thanks. Good luck with your game. Appreciate you, young woman. We'll be seeing you. Okay. That was very short. I do appreciate that. Beautiful. That's how it should be. Just concise and to the point. Have you found the books yet? Crafty Zhu. Hey there. Still don't know anything about the dreams, I'm afraid. I'm working on it, though. In the meantime, if you want to buy something, I can hook you up. Alright, okay, nothing. Crafty has nothing for me, which means we will be able to... Hello? Start a new mission! We're not gonna buy anything. We can level up. And oh, we will do so, actually. What did I want? What is the level that I want? The level that I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What did I want? Wait. Oh yeah. Okay, but I feel like I've already missed the train of investing into charisma now. I shouldn't. To just go for more body then? Was there anything I said I wanted last time? Did it just pump up strength some more? Proper media campaign can change people's opinion in a couple of weeks. It's scary that I actually agree with you there. Let's put a point into body, okay? Just 5 cheeky points. And that's it for now. We're gonna save up and think about what we need or want. If I want to invest into more cybernetics or something. Wait, why is there a quest below me? Oh yeah, she wanted to see me. Auntie Fang, not Auntie Fang. Auntie, what's her name? Auntie Kindly wanted to see me. We're gonna do this. We're gonna save. Oh, there was a client that wanted to size me up or something. Dr. Shin Yang. A rotund, balding dwarf in a cheap suit turns to face you. Light glints from the heavy gold chains that hang around his neck. When he speaks, the voice that greets your ears is high and nasal. Oh god, no. It has been contorted into a rough approximation of the New York accent. Please... Fuck, I can't do a voice. Pleased to meet ya. Cheng was kind enough to arrange his little sit-down between us. He extends a slab-like hand for you to shake. You can call me Dr. Shen Yang. Is this high enough? Shake his hand. Pleased to meet you in Bong Bong. Were you named after a city? Shake his hand. It's always good to meet a pain client. I need to do this because it says Bong Bong. His grip is as soft as his palm is moist. It's like shaking hands with a boneless hand. Wow. You share a long, uncomfortably flaccid handshake before he finally releases you. I'm looking for a little outside help on a problem I've been having. Ordinarily, I'd handle it myself. I have some of my own friends to see to it, but it's kind of delicate, you know? My guests being noticed before they made any headway on my problems. I figure, hey, I hire contractors all the time. Might as well get some contractors of a different stripe. Tell me about your problem. Maybe we can help. Lasting friendships are made through favors exchanged. I'm all ears. That's a very, bong bong. I run a little film studio, stuff and ground films. We mostly do treat work, but we record some sims too. Maybe you've seen some of my stuff. Space Mongol from the Moon, The Flavor of Pomegranates, Ultimate Kill Squad. Lie, sounds familiar. No, but I like the sound of Ultimate Kill Squad. How much killing did they do? He offers you a chip-toothed grin. A lot. There's this one scene where 2 trolls can gang up on an elf and they... Well, I don't want to spoil it, but believe me, it's glorious. I'll send a copy over to Cheng so that they can take a look. Wait a sec, is this a snuff film or something? Or was all of this a euphemism? The pomegranate stuff.
Anyway, there's this other guy in the industry, and we've been butting heads since day one. Name's Neville Ma. He runs Yellow Spring Studios. No matter what I do, I can't shut him out of the biz. He always manages to get one over on me. Steal my stars. He's been running me into the ground with this show called Promises in Moonlight. Stars a girl named Penelope Wong. New talent, but the viewers have been going nuts over her. She's the show's linchpin. Hang on, I'm getting there. So about 6 months ago, Neville was out in Guangzhou for some hoity-toity party. He's on the road, probably drunk, as Sammy comes out of nowhere and pow! Wrecks his fancy new Eurocar Westwind. Bad luck for Neville, good luck for me. I figure, hey, that's the end of him for the year, and I start planning some new stuff he can't compete with from inside the hospital. You follow me so far?
Let me guess you found a way to compete with you from the hospital. Please keep going.
Problem is, the bastard's back in the game already, and he's bringing out season 2 of Promises in Moonlight. I need that show off the air, one way or another. That, my friend, is where you come in.
How long did it take him to recuperate? Already that strange?
Tell me about it. He should have been in that hospital for at least 3 months and in physical therapy for a lot longer. Only took him like a week to get out. Couldn't frickin' believe it. That kind of medical care costs top dollar. He's got a lot of money, but not that much. Recovery time like that means that one of two things is going on. Never could have found himself a silent partner, someone willing to pay top dollar for cutting-edge care. I don't think it's likely, but it could happen. If it ain't that, the smart money says that he's been skimming off the top of Yellow Spring's earnings and not reporting it to the Yellow shareholders.
Tell me how I fit into this.
I need you to go get me something to blackmail Neville with. Find out how he could afford to get out of the hospital so fast. He works out of his penthouse most days, so search his computer, closet, sock drawer, whatever. There's gotta be something incriminating in there.
I don't do male socks, sorry. I need to turn you down. Where's his penthouse?
Neville lives in the Repulse Bay. It's this real swanky joint on the south end of Hong Kong Island, by the bay with the same name. Haven't been able to get anybody in to book around his apartment because the security is too tight. Lucky for you, though, Neville's throwing a party on the mezzanine level with all the shops and a restaurant and balcony and such. Celebrating the second season launch of his show, and everybody's gonna be there. Gonna make a real snuff for the building's security. You might also want to head up the party if you can't bluff your way in. Everyone close to Neville will be there, and most of them will be free sheets to the wind by the time you get there. Some discreet questioning might get me the dirt that I need. Just remember, if you go to the party, don't use your real name. Go with Argyle. Should be safe enough. There's nobody in the base out there with that name, so nobody will ask any questions about how your work's going.
Argyle? What kind of... What? I've got to say, Dr. Shin Yang, this job sounds pretty underhanded to me. This is underhanded? Hit the apartment, hit the party, dig up blackmail information on Neville Ma. Sounds easy enough. Couldn't you just make a better show? That's not. He nods vigorously.
Oh yeah, Cheng talked you up when I approached you with the job. Given what you told me, this job should be cake. Now the blackmail material is what I need more than anything, but if I can get Penelope Wong out of her contract, I'll pay you extra. Got it? I want that star power on my side.
Oh, sorry, you don't want me to kill her. Okay.
One last thing. I don't want you starting a scene while you're there. You interrupt his party, make a mess of Treasure's apartment, and I'm not paying you. We clear on that?
What a concern. If you're gonna hamstring me before I even go on the run, I want to know why.
Because it's a goosh. Because it's a goosh, and I can't have Ma knowing I'm after him. In my business, everybody's got dirty tricks, but if you make it public, you're using them.
Dr. Shen Yang draws a finger across her throat.
That's it. My career is as dead as the People's Republic of China. Nobody will work for me ever again, so don't embarrass me, hey?
Understood. I'll get it. No mess, no guns. Got it. Got it. Reputation is important. I'll make sure that yours remains intact.
Glad to hear. Listen, you do this for me, I'll make sure you're not only paid well, but I'll also tell all my friends that you come highly recommended.
You don't seem like you deal with Shadowrun as much.
Shadowrunners, Moonlight Princess, who gives a crap? I got money and a job, and I don't care who does it, as long as the price is right. What's more, I got lots of friends around town, and a lot of them run in your circles too.
Looks up at you, eagerness in his eyes.
So what, we got a deal, you gonna do it?
We have a deal. His grin widens.
Good, woman, that's what I like to hear. When you're done, drop Chang a line. I'll come meet you back here, and I'll hand over the money.
That actually sounds interesting. It also sounds like a smaller one that we could maybe still... Oh my god, it's 11:15. Maybe still do today. Bong Bong with 0 charisma and a big sword. Okay, I'll be subtle. Yeah, I was thinking about that all, like... Wait, who the fuck is Steven Dynamite? The whole time while I was talking to him. I thought that Bong Bong with an autistic character is gonna fit in there very well. A disheveled man in filthy rags teeters on the sidewalk, wobbling on unsteady legs. Bloodshot eyes dart about desperately, and the acrid sweet odor that wafts off of him buzzes unpleasantly in your nostrils. Try to slip by him and continue on the way. You okay, man? You okay, man? You have to help me, man. His teeth grind as his grip tightens. His hands feel like a vice. I need your help. Break his grip? Maybe we should do this first. Let go of me. You smell like rotten cabbage. I don't have to do anything. No, step back or you're gonna regret it. Say the magic word. Break his grip first. The man is thrown to his knees on the pavement. His mouth forms a comical O. He looks up at you and a crooked smile cracks his ruined face. Makes an unsteady bow in your general direction. I could use someone like you. I'd make it worth your while. Peers up at you, eyes wide with expectation. Worth my while, huh? I'm listening. Bong Bong is all about that while. Or worth? How much money could a wreck like you possibly have? I'm listening. The man gets back on his feet with some difficulty and leans into you to speak. Glancing closer, you see that his tattered clothing bears designer logos. He mutters in low, urgent tones. I want you to take a message from me to Handsome Lee. Yeah, I've met him, but who the hell are you? I'm Steven Dynamite. He nods eagerly, desperation in his eyes. Sluggish tongue wipes itself over the cracked skin of his lips. Look, you gotta help me. I've been poisoned. That crap that Lee sold me put bad things in my head. Whenever I close my eyes, I see the dark, narrow tunnels. So many hands grabbing razor-sharp teeth, gnawing, and the children. Poison? You sure it's not just a bad trip? Bad things in your head? Are you talking about hallucinations? The junkie stares into space. It sounds oddly like the dreams, by the way. A faint trickle of saliva makes its way down his chin. Not exactly. More like nightmares. They feel very real. Teeth biting faces, I know. His trembling voice trails off. You know the whole nightmare thing has been going around. It isn't just you. No, this isn't that. I'm telling you, I was poisoned. I know it. You'll help me, won't you? If you want my help, you gotta pay for it. Steven Dynamite shoots you a sideways glance. His voice drops to a rough whisper. I can pay you, I have means. Oh, okay. Why didn't you say so? Pay up. How much you got? You look like you've pumped all of your new yen into your veins already. How much have you got? Plenty. His eyes take on a glassy quality. They still pay me, for what I did. What did you do? The junkie starts to scratch his neck and face. His eyes roll wildly. I used to invent things, terrible things. And don't leave me hanging, Steve. The man's voice growls. I built bombs, the most potent explosives. I sold them, didn't care to whom. Most bomb makers don't. Ignorance is bliss and all that. Doesn't sound like a great line of work for a man with conscience. I usually don't know who I'm really working for either. Don't think that anyone in Shadows does. Let's relate to him a little. A taut smile stretches across the junkie's features. I mean, he's a fucking junkie. If a junkie came up to you and said, yeah, I'm actually like a very famous bomb maker. I make the bombiest of bombs. Would you believe him? That doesn't make it right. Alright, Steven, I'll take your message to Lee. No cost? No. Bomb makers usually make fat stacks of new yen. I think I'm gonna charge you double. A frown darkens the man's face. To take your money then, it's all stained in blood. Junkie thrusts his hand into his breast pocket and produces a grimy grindstick. He gave me the money? I haven't even done anything yet. As he grinds the stick into your hand, he fixes his bloodshot eyes on yours. His desperation is almost palpable. Then tell Lee what he's done to me, that I need relief. Tell him what I want. The sentence trails off. What do you want? I want my money back. His reedy voice wavers, but he stops and says no more. You're paying me money to get your money back? His voice lowers to a mumble. It's the principle of the thing. Just do it, okay? Please come back when you're done. I'm gonna get paid twice today. Woohoo! Oh yeah. And all thanks to my inhuman strength. Let's save before we do this. Boop. Handsomely. Hey again, care to do business? I ran into someone with a message for you. Handsomely beckons you closer with a languid gesture. I think I can guess. Stephen Dynamite? He coolly raises an eyebrow at you. How do you know? If you're so smart then, can you guess what his message is? From an avid consumer like Stephen, there's only one possible message. More. Wrong. He says that he's been having terrible nightmares ever since he took your drug. Actually, there are two possible messages. The second one goes, my dealer poisoned me. I don't think I should go with the poison angle. Let's go with the nightmare one. He pauses thoughtfully. Interesting. And what does he want from me? What do you think? He wants his New Year back. What do you think, man? Haven't you ever been shaken down before? He wants his New Year back. He straightens abruptly from his elegant slouch and just juts his chin out. There was absolutely nothing wrong with my latest creation. It was painstakingly designed to elevate the senses and titillate the spirit. A smooth high that I have indulged in myself. Oh, you don't get high on your own supply. Everyone knows that. Now, if the unfortunate Stephen happened to dilute my masterpiece with other lesser substances, I can hardly be held responsible. His tone of finality is unmistakable. Then I'm afraid we've got a problem, Lee. Steve paid me to get his money back. You can use all the flowery language you want. I'm not leaving here empty-handed. You don't get it. I don't care whether your drugs work or not. I just want Steve's money. He stares at you for a long moment, then reaches into his breast pocket. With a deft motion, he pulls out a small packet and presents it to you. There's no money. Not anymore. I have expenses, just as I'm sure that you do. But here, give this to Stephen with my regards. That isn't what he asked for. He wants money, not more drugs. For me? You shouldn't have. What is in the package, actually? A freebie. It's what our dear Stephen Dynamite really wants, whether he'll admit it or not. Deliver it with my compliments. I thought that only the first hit was free. And this freebie of yours, is it supposed to cure his nightmares? His brain is pudding already. More drugs won't help him. The dealer regards you steadily. Of course they won't, but they will bring relief. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what Stephen is itching for right about now, correct? Relief is the exact word that he used. What good is his temporary fix anyhow? Why bother? Lee acknowledges you with a nod. It's a fair question. Stephen's problems won't be resolved overnight. My little gift simply lets him know that someone cares. His smile widens and he tilts his head towards you expectantly. A dealer in need is a friend indeed. Will you be my friend? It's very touching. The hell it does. It keeps him from getting clean. I want more of his money. Lee shrugs dismissively. I seriously doubt that my withholding drugs from Stephen would do anything but hurt my pocketbook. He's not trying to kick his habit. He'd just go to another dealer, so why shouldn't I foster my relationship with the poor man? Anyway, he holds the packet out towards you and gives it a shake. Take this, give it to him. It should help him, at least in the short term. No, I want the money! Take the drugs for Stephen Dynamite. Alright, Lee, take it to him. Very good. Please let me know how it goes when you're done. Some bliss. I want the money! Did I fail my chance to say I want the money? By not choosing I want the money every time or something, but just having small talk? Well, okay, Mr. Stephen Dynamite. Gonna save. This might kill him. Or something. Or he might kill himself. Which would be preferable, since he could do it out of eyesight. Stephen Dynamite lolls on the sidewalk while he jerks less as he moves. His skin has taken on a grey hue. His chest heaves with each laboured breath. His sunken eyes swivel towards you. He wets his parched lips and addresses you. Hello, I'm relieved to see you. Thought you might not return. Can't trust anyone. This is a bad place. You're kidding? Said I'd be back, and here I am. Hey Steve, I hate to say it, but you're not looking so hot. You doubted me? I'm disappointed, Steve-o. The man frowns, eyes confused and fearful. Sorry, man. Sorry. I was just afraid. I'm not doing so well. I can't trust anyone. The junkie slumps in place. Furrowing his brow, he responds with difficulty. Anyway, thanks for talking to that little bastard for me. So you got my money? Lee didn't have your money. He gave me this to pass off to you instead. The junkie's eyes light up at the sight of the packet from Handsome Lee. Oh. Just to warn you, it's this exact same stuff that you thought was poison. Maybe kicking the habit would be a better idea. It's practically ruined you, man. I'm thinking that you might be better off if I held onto it for you. Let's tell him that it's the poison again. Oh, wow. The man waves his hand dismissively.
I must have been delirious or high at the time. Give it to me. Are you sure? It's a terrible idea. You messed up bad enough as it is. The junkie indicates the holes in his clothing and the bruises and scars on his body. Can't get any worse handed. Pack it over. It's rank 5. I can't let you do this to yourself. You take another hit, I'm gonna hit you. Got it? Sorry, Steve. Decided to keep the rocks for myself. Let's use the strength check. The junkie cowers before you. His eyes blaze with anger, but he relinquishes his grip. Hope you feel proud of bullying a sad sack like me and didn't really want that hit anyhow. Gonna do you a favor by taking this packet away from you. His eyes glitter with tears. Yeah, sure you are. I am trying to help you, Stephen. Now, I want you to tell me about these dreams of yours. He looks up at you, suddenly suspicious. You want to ask about my dreams? Why? Because I want to help you, idiot. Because I've been having bad dreams too. Maybe we can get to the bottom of them together. Some really weird stuff is going down in this town, and your story might help. So shed some light on it. Let's do it together. He stares at you in the eye, and his voice drops to a sharp whisper. These aren't like ordinary dreams. They're visions. They're so real. I've put all kinds of substances into my body. Of course you did. And I've never experienced anything like this. You were practically raving the last time we talked. Explain your dreams to me again clearly this time. All kinds of substances, huh? Why so many drugs, Lee? Junkie gives a weary smile. Because I didn't need them. I used to get my kicks from explosives. I love blowing up stuff, seeing glass splintering, solid walls disintegrating, flames licking the sky. Not anymore. Now I stick to needles and pills. Were you a Shadowrunner? Can I recruit this guy? I'm not sure it would be the smartest choice to make here, but maybe. Just maybe. No, not so much. I was a bomb maker. I designed custom ordnance. It was a dream job, plus it was very lucrative. He rubs his thumb and forefinger together, even snaps. Wow, he can still do that. Megacorps couldn't get enough of the devices I invented. I was too high on my own ego to wonder what they were up to. What were the Megacorps doing then? They were fueling wars. They often managed to sell to both sides in conflicts all over the world. Casualties be damned. It's nothing new. War profiteering is as old as war itself. The junkie's face assumes an ashen hue, and the corners of his mouth pull downward. Yes, war. I thought my bombs were used in wars against militias, mercenaries, and armies. I didn't think of them as people. But weapons I developed could be used against civilian targets. The man starts digging his rough fingernails into his palms so hard that tiny crescents of blood stain his palms. I'm from Guizhou. Sichuan has taken over much of the province, but pockets of resistance remain. These are big political struggles, actions removed from the lives of ordinary people. Yet the village where I grew up in Guizhou was annihilated. These were tobacco farmers, winemakers, peasants, not military. Tears leak from the man's eyes, tracing narrow lines down his filthy cheeks. Why are we talking about this now instead of dreams? I recognized the distinctive patterns, the traces that were left behind. These were my bombs, used to shatter the landscape of my childhood. When your village was bombed, did you lose anyone that you knew? Alright, Steve, I get the picture. Now tell me about your dreams. Did you lose anyone? I feel like I can't. I need to finish listening to him now. He meets your gaze with red-rimmed eyes. He throws his arms wide. I knew them all, from the frailest eldest to the littlest children. But my own family died too. We weren't always close. Pyromaniac inventors don't fit in well in agricultural backwaters, but they were my only kin. Damn! Why would they bother to bomb a village? To break the spirit of the people. It broke mine. Junkie's shoulders heave and shake, and he passes a hand over his face. Now I just want to forget. The drugs help sometimes. Okay, what about your dreams, though? He nods, though his tongue stumbles and stalls as he speaks. We're walking through a series of dark, narrow halls. It stinks. I haven't. And I run to more and more people as I move forward. The people are jostling me, but I'm starving like I haven't eaten for days. I just want some food, so I press on. I start seeing children in the crowd. Children with terrible burns, disfigured faces. All these people are grabbing at me. Huh. He begins to tremble from head to foot and his eyes bulge. Then I can see teeth all around me. I feel the teeth on me. Bathed in sweat from the effort of speaking, he cradles his head in his arms. I think I'm getting what's going on here, Steve. I guess that I must be feeling guilty about the bombs, huh? All of the blood on my hands. I can feel it all the time, just like the bombs. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Clutches his face, sobbing. How am I ever going to make this go away? How will I live with myself? Do drugs help me forget? But shakes his head, a look of utter hopelessness on his face. Do something to undo the harm that you've done. I don't know. Use your imagination, man. But stop helping some kids or stealing your bomb schematics back. You can stop wallowing in self-pity. That'd probably help. Give me a new yen. You'll feel lighter without it. Bong Bong is a jerk, but not that much of a jerk. Helping kids? Stealing my... The junkie sways mutely in place, gnawing on his chapped lower lip. Wouldn't know where to begin. Need time to think. You could show those megacorps they can't use. You plot your revenge. I feel like this is going to be a terrorist in the making. Children's are the future, man. Find a charitable organization and put in some hours for starters. Get the hell out of here, go someplace calm. The man lowers himself into a squat and hugs his knees, his gaze somewhat absent and his cheeks glazed with tears. There are a couple of shelters where I used to crash when I was less down and out than I am now. There were lots of families I could help. The man pauses, licking his lips, his mouth feeling for the right words. But in the end, I probably needed to go home to Guizhou. I can bring myself to. I'll tell you what I think about it. He nods eagerly. I'll think real hard. Thinking about it isn't going to be enough. You need to do something. Yeah, I will. His face wills up with something he hadn't seen before. Determination. I will. I promise. Hi, Mr. Stoner. Do we dare do a mission still? I guess. Let's enter the MTR station. Let's do the... Actually. Yeah, the museum thingy is gonna be long, right? The geomantic sabotage. I don't know. Let's do the film thingy. Repulse Bay Hotel. Can we take Gacha with us? Won't people notice? We actually don't really need Gacha, right? Since we are like a samurai. Oh man. I don't want to take Duncan with us. Let's take Gobbet then. Let's take Gobbet. I was whining a little bit about having no buffs and healing abilities, so let's take Gobbet. I believe they will notice, yes. Can I not take him anywhere other than like missions where I know that there will be just straight up fighting? Just imagine taking a fucking ghoul to like a party. Let me take a sip and then read. Exit, stage left. You arrive at the eponymously named Repulse Bay, a gleaming hotel and apartment building on the shores of Repulse Bay, Hong Kong Island. Rolling storm clouds choke the sky, lending the structure a sinister appearance. As you push through the doors and into the building, a sudden break in the cloud reveals a sun that's gone red as blood. You make your way into a ground floor elevator. The attendant pays you no mind. As the car begins to climb, you hear the sound of merriment drawing closer. As the doors slide open, you find Neville Ma's party in full swing. We got a rigger, we got a decker, we got someone that's good with magic. I think we're fine. We got no healing items whatsoever, but we took some drugs with us now. Got some bliss. The museum mission is shorter. Oh my god. Too late. Don't you need gachas since samurais are Japanese? Gotta head out. Good luck. Thank you. Elevator disgorges you onto the mezzanine level with little fanfare. Off in the distance you can hear the sounds of clinking glasses, carefree laughter and silverware and china. Parties, breaking and entering, blackmail. Sounds like a good time to me. Wonder if Neville has an open bar? Red on her shoulder chirps. Can we bring a red with us?
What's first, Bong Bong? I said we go to the party. Let's go to the party and see if we can dig anything up. Party's too high visibility for my liking. Let's try the apartment first. I would go to the apartment first, to be honest.
That's probably the wisest choice.
Strokes his chin and Koshie flexes his articulated limbs in anticipation.
Lead on. We will follow.
If this mission drags on for too long, we're gonna save and continue next time, okay? So is this where is the apartment? Is it upstairs? What is this door that we're opening here? There's a matrix data line here, which we can immediately use with Isabel, jacking her in. Okay. 30 max system trays. Can we not enter? What's going on here? Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. So the first thing you do is reduce the trays. I use that on myself, okay. Oh, it takes 2 turns. It gives me 20 trays every turn? Are you serious? I guess I better save then, I don't know. Because if I get spotted one more time... Which doesn't seem that unlikely, apparently. Oh, I hate stuff like this. I hate, like, timing-based patrols. So this one goes up and down, while this one... goes like this? When would be the right time? When he turns away. Oh, Jesus Christ. Causes 20 system trays of failure, but we're not gonna fail. What was it supposed to do here again? Like, start 1 and then press next, right? 6, 4, 4, 7. 6, 4, 4, 7. Next. Something M, this one. And then a W, it's this one. Alright. Use it. Good! Welcome. Oh, it somehow did it. Welcome to the Repulse Base Central Data Hub. Please state query. State query, even. Other records. Maintenance logs? Access and maintenance logs. Reams of data flood on the screen. Everything's organized by way of reference numbers. It's an incredibly obtuse and confusing system. Without knowing what number to search for, there's little value to see. Okay, maybe we should search for him first. Ma Neville, resident Penthouse Apartment 2, expand query. Apartment door code 1635. We got that now. Search other records. Events. One event found. Yellow Springs Film Private Party. Download invitation. Download the invitation, sure. Okay, here we go. Planned hotel expansion. Accessing expansion plans, which is pay data, I guess. Download a series of files detailing expansion plans to a hotel's ground floor. Might be valuable to local construction firms. There must be something with the maintenance log, so maybe it's like a red herring, I don't know. So let's check. We got what we wanted. We got an invitation now. Good, good, very good. I'm actually fine with this outcome. We also got his door code, which means we can break in easy. Elevator to the penthouse floor. Thank you. Oh, this is... I love this. I'd love to have this at home. Just as flowing water. This waste of this liquid of life. Spell casting or conjuring. Use astral perception to sense the keypad. Wow. Standard hotel door protected by a simple hydraulic locking mechanism. 1635? Yes, okay, I remember correctly. The door unlocks. You think there's gonna be someone inside or something? Search the suits. Rows and rows of finely tailored suits. Custom shoes and various accessories fill the room. Did someone just say, I see my breath? Is it cold in here, maybe? Oh yeah, it seems cold. Why has he... That's a weird thing. Gonna check the refrigerator in a second. The liquor cabinet. We're not gonna... Are we? The liquor cabinet is full of expensive wines and spirits. Several decanters sit atop it. But one in particular catches the eye. A bottle of brilliantly red wine. We gotta steal a sip. You take a gulp and quickly gag. The wine's strangely warm given the temperature of the room and disgustingly salty. It's not wine. Bong Bong, why do you have to ingest everything you find? This was blood! Blood! Blood. Of course we will. What is this? Very dramatic music. The opposite side of the living room is dominated by a massive security door. It's much heavier than the exterior apartment door. It looks like a recent addition. The wall has clearly been reinforced to support it. This dude is a vampire! Hence his quick regeneration. A series of top-of-the-line commercial-grade maglocks hold the door sealed. It would be easier to tunnel through the wall than it would be to break them open. He's either a vampire or lives on adrenochrome or whatever it's called. A cursory glance at the door frame reveals no sign of a keypad or jack point, but you do see what appears to be an RFID reader. A 16-digit number has been stenciled onto the side of the reader in red ink. This didn't come with the apartment. Why fortify an interior door like this? To keep up appearances, I think. Can you imagine what installing this monstrosity in the hallway would do to the building aesthetic? People would talk about it. A man like Ma wouldn't want that. Well, one thing is certain. We aren't getting through here without a key. Most likely that means that we will have to get one from Ma or from one of his people. We're going to the party, aren't we? I mean, that is the next logical step. Tell me we're going to the party. Gobbet! What's wrong with you? Looks that way. Settle up, we've got a party to attend. To have the party, someone on building staff must have a key. Let's check with them. Let's keep looking around first. We will go to the party, don't worry, but not without checking the fridge. There's something wrong with it. Fridge is well stocked. There's enough food in here to feed a big party. But why is it so cold? Okay, we're going down again. We now know what we're looking for. An RFID key or chip or something. The mezzanine floor. Is this a hotel guest? Okay. Salty. Tasty salty blood. I like my liquid salty. A sullen-looking troll stands on the periphery of the kitchen. He turns to you, shoulders slumped forward in size. No restaurant service tonight. The kitchen staff's too busy with the party to serve anyone. Wish you could get onto the balcony. Sniffs the air wistfully. All the delicious food. See? This guy knows what's up. That's why she wants to go to the party? Who's throwing this shindig? A treat producer, I think. Saw some actors out there earlier. Same ones who act in Promises in Moonlight. He fiddles shyly. Have you seen the show? Of course, can't wait for the new season. His eyes widen excitedly. Me too. That twist with Lady Chung in the last episode. What a cliffhanger. I couldn't believe it. Maybe I should remember that. Me neither. Good luck with the kitchen, buddy. So I can convince people that I do watch this shit. Can we just... No, nothing to do in here. But maybe the waiter has information for me. The ragged waiter manages to straighten up as you approach. Good evening, ma'am. Welcome to the veranda at Repulse Bay. How may I be of service? What's with the guard by the balcony? I've got some questions about Neville Ma. Heard of him? You look exhausted. Why don't you take a break? Not yet. I can't afford to miss any tips. He sighs. Went to Macau last week and wiped me out. Bad luck with the horses, you know. I'm in a pretty lucrative trade myself. Care to make a deal? Waiter stares at you suspicious, but his desperation gets the better of him. I'm listening. I need access to a penthouse apartment. Name your price. I've got New Year to spare. No, never mind. Now, is this all you're good for? Maybe ask him some questions. Expression cloud. Certainly, everyone knows Mr. Ma. What kind of a person is he? Between you and me, he's difficult, which is putting it lightly. Man runs the staff ragged. Jerks his thumb in the direction of the veranda. That's his party out there. Richies like him love to display their wealth. Sounds like you have some stories. He lowers his voice. Like you wouldn't believe. He once made a handful of us walk all the way out to Shack O to fetch dumplings for his guests. It was pouring out, and with winds blowing around 50 kilometers per hour. Practically a death march in that weather. Why didn't the kitchen here make Ma some dumplings? Ma said the kitchen's dumplings weren't good enough, called them peasant food in front of all his guests. Chef Kang was furious, of course, but since Ma's rich, hotel management told us we give him whatever he wanted. By the time we got back from Shack O, the dumplings were cold, the party was over, and Ma had retired to a suit with a pair of starlets. We had to pay for those dumplings out of our own damn pockets. A couple of days later, Kevin came down with pneumonia from the trip. Lost his job over it. And that's just one of our experiences with him. Needless to say, no one's here is fan of the man. But we're paid to serve the tenants here, so that's what we do. He shrugs. It's a living. There's a heavy security door in Neville Ma's apartment. Know anything about that? It's like giving away that we were in there, but okay. The waiter opens his mouth to reply, then pauses. Just how do you know about that? When were you in Ma's apartment? A few days ago. I left something in there and I need to get it back. I love you, Isabel. Thank you so much. We don't want to cause a scene. I mean, we could go bother Ma during his party, but that would look just as bad for you as it would for us. Cobbett isn't the smartest cookie. He lowers his voice. Tell you what, try talking to Chef Kang in the kitchen. He's got keys to just about every door in the place. On VIP request, he's expected to personally deliver their meal. It's a status thing. Compliments of the chef or whatever. Poor guy spends as much time delivering food as he does cooking it. Worth a try, thanks. No problem. Just don't mention I sent you, alright? Chef's a vengeful man, so I don't want to get on his bad side. Never mind. Alright, ma'am. Enjoy your day. Chef Kang? Mr. Cookman? The chef looks up from his pot of boiling water, red-faced and sweating. A name tag is pinned to his lapel. Chef Victor Kang. Well, I told him to send in the waiter. Who the hell are you? Gonna be straight. Need to get past Neville Ma's security door. Heard you can help me get through Neville Ma's apartment security? Ma's got this door in his room. Big thing. Practically indestructible. And someone said that you can get me inside. I'm not sure if this is the right way to approach this. Yeah, I could do that, and I could also lose my job for it. Even go to jail. So it's like a real win of a proposition to me. Strains a vat of boiled fish for a sieve. Got work to do, stranger. Doors that away. I heard Ma insulted your dumplings in front of his guests. That's harsh. Just wanted to say that Ma's an idiot for hitting on your dumplings. I don't understand how Ma can get away with ragging on your cuisine. I mean, you fed his whole party. You deserve better, man. His expression hardens. Yeah, cost me a raise and a whole lot of face. I'll bet that bastard didn't lose a wink of sleep over it either. With a single motion, the chef lops off a fish's head. Give me a key fob, and I'll make sure he loses sleep tonight. I know a thing or two that'll have Ma churning in his silk pajamas, considering your key fob the means to an end. How about an exchange? Your key fob for Ma's guaranteed discomfort. Let's go for this one. This sounds the most convincing. Yeah, gladly. He grabs a plastic tab from his apron pocket and tosses it to you. Ruin him, will you? Or at the very least, ruin his day. I'll consider the bonus if you wreck his anemic girlfriend and giddy starlet's days too. Girlfriend? What girlfriend? I'll need to know more, especially about his girlfriend. What's her name? He snaps his fingers irritably. Ku Fang, that's it. She's the rich wrench who paid for Ma's hospital stay. Oh, here we go. Skinny, anemic thing. I assume the head vampire. Never eats. All she ever orders is cheap red wine. First I thought it was a fling, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe you can split them up. I'd thank you for it. I don't suppose she takes the wine warmed and salted. I've heard rumors. His eyes narrow. A warm, salty wine? What a disaster. No, she just orders wine. Plain old wine. Wouldn't stop her from slipping in her own seasonings, though. Thanks for your help, chef. So she's just ordering that to keep up appearances. Right? We'll go back up. Can we solve this thing without ever stepping foot onto the party? Ruining Gobbett's day? Yeah, we're gonna investigate this apartment and then we might end. It's gonna be a two-parter for this quest. I'm sorry, like, reading and talking in this game takes so much longer than it did in Dragonfall, it seems like. Here we go. As you approach the door, a light set into your key fob goes from red to green. It's a loud series of thunks and the door slides open. A blast of frigid air floods into the room from the other side. We're gonna have to fight, right? We're gonna fight a vampire or something in here. No? What is it with the cold air? There's a cyber terminal? Isabel, it's your turn again. Thank God I brought her along. Expensive consumer-grade computer terminal awaits your input. Display background is set to screen capture from Promises the Moonlight. Penelope Wong's radiant face beams at you from a corner of the screen. Why, if it isn't Ma's personal terminal? A sly smile crawls up Isabel's cheeks, cracks her knuckles. Let's have a look. Log into the computer's guest. A few keystrokes is all it takes to get into the computer's file structure. With the high-tech security door in this apartment, it seems Ma never bothered to encrypt his machine. An options menu appears on the screen. Give me a second, everyone. Mission is almost over? Are you serious? And the other one would have been shorter? The museum one? Or am I just quick about it? Because I didn't go to the party. Search his emails. You read through Ma's email, most of it spam and boring business arrangements, but one detail stands out. Neville Ma is frequently emailing a woman named Ku Fang. They seem close, exchanging a lot of thinly veiled flirtation. It appears that Neville has been lavishing Ku Fang with money and affection. Expensive gifts, rent checks, miserable attempts at poetry, seeing to it that her every need is met. Financial records. Neville's financial records are astoundingly boring, aside from two major things. He spent next to nothing on his hospital bills, but it appears he only stayed for 3 days. And he's spending a lot more on a woman named Ku Fang. Jewelry, bills, clothes, and such. The office door. With push of a button, you unlock the office door on the other side of the room. An ominous funk reverberates through its cold steel apartment. Ominous. Gonna quick save again. I feel like we're gonna have to run a stake for someone's heart in a second. Without warning, a frigid wind blows through the apartment. The chill cuts through your clothing, raising goose flesh. Goose flesh? Is that what it's called? All over your body. Where's that coming from? Wow. Okay, it's a lot of people. I suppose we're not gonna go to the party anymore. It's like what, 4, 5, 7 of them. There's another blast of cold, and a pale and imposing woman materializes out of thin air. A throng of blank-faced men and women materializes alongside her. Ah, the little dog who's been sniffing around Neville Ma's affairs. Her voice is imperious, arrogant. Ku Fang, I presume? She nods. Just so. My servants have been watching you since you arrived. I suspect that you are an evil woman and that you are here to do harm to Neville. And so I came to stop you. I couldn't be less interested in hurting Neville, lady. I'm just here to finish a job. I've got a lot of friends, but I've got the guns. I like my odds better. I don't care who you are. Stay out of my way or you regret it. Use astral perception to read a woman's aura. I guess this is where I can see that she's something superhuman. I don't want to hurt him, rather. If that is true, then it is a shame. You have seen my face and you know what I am. Naturally, I cannot allow you to leave. And you can't afford to fight me here, for fear of police involvement. She lifts her chin imperiously. Perhaps we can settle this in a more civilized manner. A face-off in a neutral location. Will you accept my challenge? Good old-fashioned fight. Very well. She steeples her fingers. As for the terms, if I win, you willingly submit to my influence. You become my pawn. And if you win... we'll cross that bridge when you come to it. She nods, grinning. Wait 15 minutes for the sun to go down, then come to the roof. We'll settle this there, like gentlemen and ladies. Oh, waiting for the sun to go down in a fight against a vampire. The sun dips below the horizon. Mist coalesces, coating the rooftop in dew. Ku Fang and her cohorts appear. Here we go. Are you prepared to become my servant, human? You must not resist, or I'll be forced to kill you. Should it come to that, I'll endeavor to make it swift and painless, but no promises. Maybe I should have brought Gacha along. Ready if you are. This will be entertaining. Killer! We're not in a great position for this. How come they got to set up perfectly and I'm just like hunched over altogether? When you said mission almost over, you didn't think that I'd have to fight for like 30 more minutes, did you? Okay. 50% chance to hit this guy. It's pretty good, actually. Grenades are just so sweet. Rukta. I love the music. Get in cover. And then give me some drone control. The drone is gonna try to tank damage again. Shit. Doesn't have like medic stuff to see health. Anyway. Gobbit, what are we gonna do? Oops, pardon me. What are we gonna do with you? Want to summon a fetish? Would be better if she was standing on the ley lines, right? But just gonna summon it over here. Mana Arc. Yeah. That's pretty good. May hit adjacent characters. I think the aimed shot would be better though. Oof, she can't really hit anyone. Let's try finishing off this guy. Alright, pretty good. So far, so good. I assume this is a mage? Is she? No. Just not doing anything. Okay. These guys are not the best. Like, Bong Bong is just gonna make short work of him over here. Oh, come on. Thank God. Good, let's do the drone first. Just gonna keep... Oh my God, this dude has a lot of health or armor, or both. Who has how much health? 22, 30, 19. She has 78, but vampiric regeneration. Am I... If I move over here... No, that didn't help me much. It really didn't help me at all. Oof. Can you... Oh, out of sight, okay. So we could try hitting this one. Alright. And give full AP to this thing, since for 2 turns we can do that. Just start waiting on him. Take away their AP, if possible. Be a target and shit. Okay. It's getting serious now. And she missed. Nice! Nice, okay. Okay, Bong Bong. Just... one more like this. Pretty good. Isabel, do you want to finish her? Good. And now... Okay. Good. Gonna do this thing first now. See if he can kill this guy. Or I feel like killing him might not be the wisest move. Let's get a few hits in on her. Okay. Oh wow, it just blew up. But we're okay. Like, we thinned the numbers considerably. Oh, for fuck's sake. Rakta, can you kill this person? No. Isabel, can you? No, can't even see it. Okay. Alright, we're gonna burst on her then. Jesus Christ. Bong Bong is gonna have to get up close and personal here then, I guess. Oh. Is she like really hard to like... Good. Okay, it's only her left. It's only her left. She can hit like a truck, but that's all she does apparently. Gonna try to pommel her. It looks like I can't steal her AP. What do I do against the vampiric regeneration though? Wait, what was that just now? There was like a skull over there. What's this? What's this? Summon spirit. What? What's this? Get to cover first. The drone is gonna just... Oh yeah, that was good! Good damage, 20 damage. How much does she regenerate each turn? 10. Right. Okay. Just gonna have to keep flanking her, or trying to at least. Oh god damn it. What if I stand on these things? And then just... I can buff the drone. It's immune. I don't understand then. Okay. We did more damage than she regenerates in one turn, so... Good. Alright. Bleeding is also pretty good, I guess. Try to fill up. Here we go. Whew, nice misses. Don't worry, they are shitters. Yeah, they really were worse than the others. Kufeng's calm and haughty demeanor dissolves as eyes grow wild. Wait, I surrender, don't kill me! What's wrong? Not feeling so powerful now? It's a vampire? I don't think so. Do you want to join my team? Not feeling so powerful now? She clasps her hands, pleading. The whole Mistress of the Night thing is just an act. I'm just an accountant that got infected. I don't really know how to fight. I was faking it. I just wanted to scare you into backing down. An accountant? She nods. I was on a business trip to Shanwei last year. I went to a rave, got drunk and passed out. When I woke up I was in an alley and someone had done this to me. And so you what? Decided to embrace the whole vampire thing? I don't need to hear your life story. Just tell me what you hope to get out of all of this. What choice did I have? I couldn't go back to work and it was a dead-end job anyway. No upward mobility, no room for growth. I did what anyone would have done. Tried to make the best of it, capitalized on my new abilities. I'm a vampire now. I can't control that, but I can control how I choose to monetize it. What was your end game? How did you see this working out? Beats me. It's not like I have a rulebook for this or anything. I'm just making it up as I go along. Who knows? Maybe I could eventually become the vampire queen of Reedpalt's Bay. I hate to break it to you, but that isn't likely to happen. I suppose that I can't fault your ambition. Wait, so this whole thing has just been you improvising? Pretty much, yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just doing my best. Well, it's not really good. Gotta tell you right now. She looks away in shame. Her voice goes flat. Look, if I'm ever found out, I'll be killed for bounty money. It was either this or get gunned down by a vampire hunter. How did you manage to survive? I've been hiding out in Kowloon. I was hoping to just disappear. As far as my friends and family know, I'm missing. Maybe dead. Her chest hitches. She looks miserable. I think that's for the best. I mean, how could I explain what I'd become? Can you imagine how ashamed my family would be to find that I'd become this monster? No, it's better that they think I'm dead. Can you give me some dirt on Mr. Wu? So, can we call a truce or something? A scratchy back, you let me live? She clasps her hand, pleading. What do you say? Think we can work something out conditionally? Yeah, we might get something out of this. She nods eagerly. Yes, anything. Just tell me what you need. First, I want some answers. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. You ask questions and I'll answer. No lying, I promise. How are you and Neville Mark connected? I happened to be in the same hospital that he was, trolling for a meal. I don't like to drink blood from unwilling people, so I go to hospitals at night looking for people who won't mind if I take a sip. People in comas, patients with terminal illnesses, that kind of thing. Makes me feel better about what I have to do. Oh, so I wandered into this room and I recognized Neville Ma. I'd seen him on the news, seen photos of the accident. He was in a really bad shape, a lot of broken bones and internal injuries, but somehow he's still conscious. Who were the people she summoned? Were they her, like, ghouls? I guess they're not really called ghouls in this universe. Her servants. You offered to help. Well, I knew that I gave uninfected people my blood, they'd be able to heal like I did. Really? Well, we might have a deal already then. Just not as fast. I'd figured it out early and by mistake, but it can come in handy from time to time. So when I saw that Neville was conscious, I decided to make my grand appearance. I materialized in the room and told him that I'd make him a trade. I'd fix him up good as new, but he'd owe me some favors for it. Wasn't specific as to how many favors or what kind. He agreed. Actually, he laughed at the chance to become my pawn. Guess that when you're all broken up like that, you'll do about anything to get better. The deal was done and we got along. I think he's charming. He thinks I'm funny and he doesn't care that I'm a vampire. He told me that he gives me nice things because he likes me, not because he owes me his life. It's all very sweet. Is there a cure? I wish, but no. The only cure is being tossed in a bonfire, having your head cut off. Almost every nation in the world will pay a bounty for a dead vampire. Why, actually? Why are vampires so hated? Isn't there much worse stuff in this world? It's not like I had much of a choice, you know? Be a vampire or get killed for some quick cash. It's a pretty raw deal for me either way. But it's like to be a vampire. But the same as being a person. The human meta-human vampiric virus is like any other disease. Except instead of coughing, I can't go out during the day. It's not all bad though. I can turn into mist and I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. I still have to wash my hair and pay for parking. You know what I miss the most? Steamed buns. I can't eat or drink anything except blood. And I loved street food before I got infected. Sometimes I'll walk by food carts just to smell the things they're frying up. But if I buy something, 10 minutes later it's all coming back up in a mess. She didn't really give me a lot of answers. What's it going to be? You're going to get Neville to fire Penelope Wong. Go into hiding, don't contact Neville again or I'll come back for you. Going to live up to your potential and I'm going to help you. I don't care about your problems, I'm going to kill you. What are these choices? So I could do my mission perfectly if I choose this. But I am interested in what this entails. She blinks. You are? We are? I know how to adjust to a violent new life. I've been living that reality since I arrived in Hong Kong. I can help you. Okay, but why would you want to? I don't understand. Neither do I. Because in Hong Kong, connections are power. And I want the vampire queen of Repulse Bay to owe me a favor. How many vampires are there? You'd think that there would be more vampires in Hong Kong already. Because I've decided that I like you, and I can think of worse friends to have at my side than a vampire. No reason. Guess that the idea of a vampire encounter just tickles me. Thralls, that's what they're called, you're right. A brilliant smile breaks out across her face. Well, in that case, I accept gratefully. What about Dr. Shen Yang? What are we supposed to tell him? He wants Penelope Wong. What do you say, Ku Feng? Think you can get Neville to let her go? Oh, we still get it. In a heartbeat. Neville can't say no to me. He'll do it, no question. In that case, it's settled. We'll be in touch. Good. Catch you later, Vampire Queen. Excellent. Let this be the first of many favors that you pay me. I'm doing the same thing to her that she did to Neville. She bows, smiling. It is settled then. May this be the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Oh, I got 1 karma for this. Wait, did I solve the quest without ever stepping foot onto the party? It is optional. After all. Is it interesting to go to the party? Vampire accountant. I mean, there's gotta be worse vampires out there than the vampire accountant, right? Like, weirder. There's only 2 people to talk to anyway. Weird occupations. Oh no, 3. A producer. Do I want to go to the party, Emil, or is it, like, not interesting anyway? Depending on that, I might stop now or not. Ugh. My throat could definitely take a break. Let's save. I think I'm gonna do an executive decision here and say that we don't. You can for additional info, but nothing about it. Okay, we're not I solved this without ever stepping foot onto the party. As I said before, ruining Gobbet's day. Yes. Prepare for the deep voice loading screen. Hey oi. The clink of glasses and sound of Neville Mars' party fades into the distance as you leave the Repulse Bay. As the MTR carries you toward Haoi, the mountains of Hong Kong Island roll by as looming masses, obscured by rain and storm clouds. Penelope Wong has been fired from Promises in Moonlight, and Ma will be at a serious disadvantage without her. The whims of Trid viewers shift as readily as a tide. Without the starlet's presence, Promises in Moonlight will undoubtedly lose ratings. What's more, you've managed to turn a powerful foe into a potential ally. Only time will tell how Ku Feng will repay you, however. A vampire claw to the back? Who knows? Are we're gonna turn this in. Optional, get some rest. We're gonna turn it in. And then we'll go back to the bolt hole, save, and continue on with some level ups. And a sailor we can talk to. Saturday. You need to personally report to your client for this mission. Yeah, he said so. Shen Yang is busily puffing away on a foul-smelling cigar, his comlink in one hand, his eyes flash with anticipatory glee as he sees you. Dr. Shen Yang greets you in the name of all producers. How did Shindig go? Got the information you wanted. Let me tell you about the night we had. Did you know Neville had a vampire ally? Maybe I can leave that out. You explain the night's events from start to finish. As you speak, Shen Yang's face grows ever more incredulous, until finally his mouth is left hanging halfway open. He slowly places the cigar in a nearby ashtray and shakes his head in disbelief. Okay, so we did tell him. Vampires in the trade industry. A vampire queen, no less. What a nightmare. At least you got me wrong, and poor Neville to show his dad. That's something. Alright, kid. I'll send payment to your matrix drop. You earned it. Damn right I did. Dr. Shenyan is about to speak, but his comlink begins to buzz. Irritated, he answers it and switches to speaker mode. Yeah, who is it? What do you want? Oh, it's Neville Ma. Hello, Shenyang. I just wanted to let you know that I've released Penelope Wong from a contract. If you're still interested in her, she's all yours. Also, I hope your business is doing all right. I'd heard you had some problems with cash flow. If you need a loan, I'd be happy to help. Dr. Shenyang eyes the image of Neville Ma with deep suspicion. You don't sound too mad, Nev. What's the catch here anyway? You must have the next big thing lined up already. Oh, Doctor, there's no need for it. Do you want to know why I keep winning our little contests and you're always playing catch-up? It's because you think people like Miss Wong actually matter. They don't. Stars are crafted, molded out of talent, yes, but ultimately constructed. With enough time and effort, anyone can be made into a star. It's just a question of manipulating public perception. Maybe so, but I got her now, and your show's dead in the water without a star. What do you think of that, eh? I think that I'm going to do what any good soap opera producer would do. Write a character out with a tragic death and bring on someone new. You labor under the misapprehension that viewers have loyalty. They don't. They only have appetite. As long as you chase stars like Wong, you will lose. Don't be afraid to think bigger, Doctor. Reach for the drama, not the dramatis. With that, Neville Ma hangs up on Dr. Shenyang. I think he's right about that. For the next 30 seconds, Dr. Shenyang releases a stream of violently imaginative invectives at his phone. Even Strangler Bao looks taken aback at the ferocity of Shenyang's anger and the inventiveness of the sexual positions that he describes. What? Finally, he takes a deep breath and composes himself. That dirty little weasel, insulting my creativity like that? The nerve! Go on, kid, we're done here. Thanks for all your help, but I gotta get going. Got to talk to a guy about buying a bunch of snakes. What? Alright. Good. Did we get some money? I guess he said he... Oh my god, we have 2,000 bucks. Said he'd drop it on our matrix. So if that's not a euphemism, we can collect it in here. We will save though. We will even level up next time. We'll get some rest again. Talk to the people again. And then do another side quest again. At least we did something today. Jesus Christ, for a second I thought we wouldn't be able to do like a single quest, which would slow down our progress even more than it already was. So this will be the end of the YouTube recording. Bye YouTube.